In this video, I'm going to show you my 5 top favorite sleep gadgets so you can get to sleep faster and fall asleep deeper and wake up with an abundance of energy that lasts all day long without the need of stimulants whatsoever. Even so much as reducing your sleep time by 1 to 2 hours if we get the sleep quality right. So right now I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to go through each of my favorite sleep gadgets one by one. What are the benefits, what are the cons, and what is the one that is best for you? So let's dive into it right now.
Okay, so number one, at the top of the list, in no specific order, we have the Aura Ring. And what the Aura Ring is, most people have heard of it, but if we go auraring.com, it's a ring that will allow you to track your sleep. And it takes about 30 days once you receive it to track what the baseline is going to be, meaning like what is your standard wake up time, what is your standard go to bed time, your body temperature, your REM sleep, your deep sleep, and a lot more. And what this is going to be able to tell us is how are you objectively sleeping? We think we know how we sleep, but a lot of the time we're actually unconscious and we're not aware of the micro awakenings that we could be having while we are sleeping, unless we have a partner in bed. But even then, it's really hard to tell how much time are we asleep, awake, and it has to be in specific ratios. And if it's out of ratios or think of your health KPIs, then it's not going to be great for your energy, your focus, a lot of other things. So this is probably, I said in no specific order, but I would say this is probably my favorite one that I would first start with. Most high performers I work with typically have something like this already, but if you, it's 300 US, here in Canada it's just a little bit more, but if you start with this one, it's such a good place to start, and it's so good to just see what you did if you ate too late, you got a bad aura score, and it's amazing just how self-correcting it is when you start seeing the data and then analyzing it and you yourself making changes on it. The next one is going to be called Apollo Neuro. And what Apollo Neuro is, we'll go to the URL here. Apollo Neuro is a wristband that actually vibrates and it sends a, if we go to the science here, it actually sends a frequency. It feels like it vibrates on your inner wrist, but what it actually does is based by a lot of scientific research is it sends a specific vibrational frequency or impulse that's connected to a nerve on your wrist all the way up to your brain. And it's able to push your brain into a state of focus, sleep, fast recovery, feeling social, quick boost of energy. And I've actually used one myself, which I have right here for a long period of time. But yeah, all you have to do is just wear it on your wrist. For sleep, it's amazing because it can put you into a deeper state of sleep. And I've noticed big improvements on my Oura ring scores with heart rate variability. My resting heart rate has dropped, and it's just really good for recovery and everything else. Now, this is something that typically you need to wear for about 4 to 5 hours a day to really start getting your body to adapt to it. It's kind of like building a muscle a little bit. But once you get it adapted and optimized, what you find is your body is able to have better states of, happiness, flow, higher HRV, like I experienced, faster physical recovery, better focus, more deep sleep, more sleep each night, lower heart rate. The list just goes on with it. So it's a really good one. It's a little bit more on the pricey side. I think it's around 3 to 500 USD, I believe. This is Canadian, so probably about 350, 400 USD, but it's one that's really more than worth it. So that would be that one. The next one that's on the list is called Sensate. Now it's very similar to Apollo Neuro, except the difference with this one is opposed to wearing it for 5 hours during the day, all you have to do is you wear it on your chest with over the ear headphones. And a session is a very condensed, probably more intense version of the Apollo Neuro, but it's actually on your chest. And what's really interesting with this is there's a dance between the headphones and the some people call it like a vibrational egg, but it actually sends these bio energetic kind of impulses, and your whole entire chest cavity is hollow, of course, except for your heart and your organs and everything. But the point is you kind of have this echoing, um, kind of cavity that we have within our upper torso here. So when this thing sends impulses into your body, what you're going to find is it's going to activate something known as your vagus nerve. And your vagus nerve is known as the wandering nerve, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which in other words is sort of your rest and digest. So whenever you're in a state of anxiety and you need to just calm down, what this will do is through its app, it connects via Bluetooth, and then you wear the headphones. Is you'll find, let's say over a 10-minute session, it will create a specific brainwave with sort of lo-fi beats in the background, and they have different soundscapes that are extremely peaceful and relaxing. Meanwhile, you're having this experience on your chest. It's almost like going to the spa. Now, compared to the Apollo Neuro on this one, I believe they're the same price. I prefer Sensate more, just because I can do a session right away. Like if I'm going to sleep, I might just put it on my chest, and within 10 minutes I'm knocked out a lot of the time. I mean, it's really that powerful. But a lot of people swear by it. It's probably one of my more favorite ones, and I haven't seen as many long-term results on my reflected on my Oura ring score, such as heart rate variability, resting heart rate. But in the moments that I need it most, so when I notice I'm revving maybe in 6 and I need to bring it down to 2, it really happens compared to what it used to, just because I've been doing this for so long. You'll find that you'll be able to just get into that peaceful zone. Or they have different ones like flow, they have focus, they have calming the mind, getting into the body, and then of course sleep is one. They have a short sleep for 10 minutes or a longer sleep for 30 minutes that it runs, and it works extremely well. So highly recommend this one. GetSensate.com. Again, with all these, I do have affiliate links just because I personally use it. You of course don't have to, but with some of these, I'll put it down in the show in the description below. You'll actually be able to get 5 to 10% off depending on which one you're potentially interested or looking for. So you can explore it at getsensei.com. Now the next one is going to be called 8 Sleep. Now what 8 Sleep is a cover that goes over your bed, and this one is a little bit more on the pricey side. I call it the so if we just go here, let's say falling asleep, I don't want a surprise. So it goes over your bed, and what it actually does is monitor your body temperature. But the biggest thing that it does is it induces cooling in real time. So it detects what your current body temperature is. And if you have a partner beside you in bed, they have two separate halves they divide it, which is really interesting. And they're able in real time to provide a coolness. You know, our body loves to sleep in a cool bedroom environment temperature. So even if it's summertime and you don't have like a cool external environment, under the sheets can be a completely different story. And when you do something like this, you'll find that it'll just be so much easier to get to sleep, and your body will actually adapt. And they have AI built in, and you can definitely check them out. But what it's going to allow you to do is fall asleep deeper and stay asleep longer, because sometimes we wake up in the middle of the night because we do get too hot because our core body temperature increases. So this is just one of the great tools. It's probably going to be the most expensive one on the list, and it's not for everybody, but it's one that I've definitely had a lot to benefit from in just a lot of ways that you can use again and again. Now, the final one on the list is going to be called the Dark, True Dark Twilight Classics. And they are blue light blocking glasses. Now, these ones are really interesting because you can go to truedark.com. Just loading here. Okay, and what's really interesting with these guys is they have different models. They're all good, but again, I want to give you what the best gadgets in the world are. These are by far the best, and I realize they do make you look like X-Men. They don't look the most aesthetically pleasing, but the good news here is they block out all forms of light, and even the light that's coming in through the periphery. I can see if I can get an image here, but it kind of is slightly elevated, so it's going to block the lights that would come in from the sides. Other forms of glasses are good, but it's like regular glasses where the light can still enter on the side. And blue light is the main one that people know about, but there's actually other stimulating forms of light, such as green light, violet light. I believe they say it in here. And it's going to basically block all forms of those stimulatory forms of light as well. So all you need to do is just wear this 1 hour to 2 hours prior to bedtime. That's it. It takes 1 or 2 weeks to adjust, but with a lot of my clients, they say once they get over that 1 to 2 week hump, they don't want to go without them because they find it will improve their REM sleep, significantly increasing their performance the next day and their state of recharge. And it will also make it so you are getting sleepier earlier in the night. And the reason why is because when we have no blue light blocking glasses, and we have all this blue light coming to our eyes, we actually kind of get a second wind. So when we wear these glasses, we without that stimulation and that second wind from the blue light, we that is when our body is just naturally getting tired, and you're going to start to find that you actually start to get tired 1 to 2 hours earlier sometimes, and that's actually when your body needs to go to sleep without all these other blue light interferences from electronics, TVs, the list goes on, getting in the way. So that's the main one. These ones are pretty cheap. In the order that I'd probably suggest it, I mean, totally up to you. But the Aura Ring and the True Light, True Dark Twilight Class is probably going to be the top one. And then depending what you're looking for, 8 Sleep might be something down the road. It's a little bit more on the pricey side. It's multiple thousands of dollars. Synth 8 Apollo Neuro kind of do something similar with the heart rate variability. Uh, Really calming, getting back into the body and getting you into that state of revving in sixth gear. Like after work, you're stressed of what's coming up for the next day, or maybe it's after the gym. Both of these will help you wind down. Apollo and Arrow you wear all day, and the Sensei you just do for between 10 and 30-minute sessions, but they're both great. I have my personal preferences, of course, but these are the main ones. It's really as simple as that. This has helped me make a lot of money in my business, gave me a lot of freedom. Same with my clients, lots of free time. Use these to your advantage. Now, of course, these are sleep gadgets. We want to make sure that everything else is properly aligned, just like supplements that are there to supplement an already good existing diet, lifestyle, etc. We want to make sure our diet's on point. We want to make sure that, of course, sleep is already on point. These will help with those, but we want to make sure exercise, movement, our sleep environment is also on point. And once we get all those things, our routine and everything, and it's fixated with consistency, because our body loves consistency, then we are going to be in a good place where we can start introducing a lot of these things. But even if you haven't done it, there's still benefit for these too. But I hope these have helped. And like I said, you can access them down. I do affiliate codes down below. However, you don't have to use them, no pressure, but I believe they'll give you between 5 and 15% off. So you can definitely do that as well. Now, if you like to learn exactly how you can get to the root of better sleep, then check out the video as well down below. And I will see you in the next ones. Bye for now.